And then the thing is, you never know what a kid has to go through to get through these doors every day. And so I give them grace. And I also tell the other students, y'all may joke and do whatever upstairs. We don't do that down here because you never know what a child or somebody's going through when they get here. And like a lot of times, a lot of kids will sit after school and we'll talk and you just hear the stories that they go through. And it's deep, man. It's stuff kids shouldn't have to go through. So, like,
Yeah.
not only am I a teacher here, it's a lot of other hats that I wear doing this.
What is up, everybody? We are back for another episode of the Outreach Podcast. Got a very special guest with me today, Evin Jarrett. Evin, man, how you doing? Construction trades instructor with the Philadelphia School District. Man, thank you for taking this time to jump on the pod with me today. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm good. Listen. We got a lot to get into. I mean, you're killing the game out here, man. Introducing construction, making it cool to our youth, to a younger demographic, which is hugely needed, especially when we talk about workforce development and how that's permeating our society. But talk to me a little bit, man, about like your journey. How did you get into it? Did you always want to teach, or did you come from the construction industry and then turn educator? Talk to me a little bit, man, about like your journey and how you got to where you are.
Construction is actually a family business, but I didn't want anything to do with it coming
Yeah.
up. Uh, I was supposed to go to the police academy when I got out of high school. My parents, they was just asking me, "Come on, can you just go to Cheney? I mean, go do a year of college, see if you like it." So a year of college turned into 2.5 years. I went to Cheney University. I majored in early childhood education. Um, I kind of fell in love with teaching there. But what happens is when I came home during my breaks, I worked with a contractor up in Chestnut Hill, Crushing Valley Construction, and I was working and I fell in love with the trade there. Just working with your hands, getting up, going on a job site, just that whole thing about construction I fell in love with. And one thing they told me when I started, you get what you put in. And I still tell my students that to this day. And when I used to get my checks from that, I used to run and go buy tools. So my boss saw that I was serious about learning the trade. And like he asked me that I want to start working on Saturdays. And that's where I learned a lot of the stuff at. I started off as a carpenter's helper, worked my way up to carpenter. And I just, from there, I was a sponge. I was just trying to learn any and everything.
Man, no, that's good, man. You think about kind of the different journeys that people have. That's one of the things that we try to highlight, especially as we're introducing construction to a younger demographic, really focusing on our community as well. It's like, listen, you can have and you can start out a variety of different ways, what I'm saying, and life will take you through these different avenues in life. But if you continue to kind of take inventory of what you've been through, allow that to dovetail into you having the opportunity to move forward, man, like you never know what doors will open and where you will end up. And so it's cool that you get a chance to kind of talk through that. Is that something, as you are introducing construction to young people, is that one of the things that you're tying in is kind of your life story as well, being a testament to, what you can do within this industry, but also how you started out?
Yeah, I do that. Definitely the students, like one of the first days when they come in, the first day I go through a whole slide about my journey into the trades. In my classroom, we also have the Dope Student Podcast, and that's where we get industry professionals to come in and talk to the students.
Yeah.
My students completely run the podcast, and what happens is I can have five plumbers come in, but that's five different stories of how they actually got into the trade. And hopefully, like I don't care about race, any of that. Hopefully, one of those stories resonate with my students and make them want to pursue the trades. Even though I'm middle school, fourth through eighth grade, my classes that I teach, I have a lot of kids going to CTE high schools and they killing it. I got a young lady; she got a scholarship to a Catholic CTE high school, and she's going to be starting her trade this year. And like, it's fertile soil over here, man.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
whatever you want here. I can make a plumber. I can make a carpenter. I can make whatever you want here. Just planting those seeds early, just the exposure is priceless because we cannot continue to wait till 10th grade to expose children to the trades.
No, that's good, man. Especially during those formative years where they're learning about what professions are actually out there,
Mhm.
right? You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of the work that we get a chance to do is at that high school level. And so being able to have folks that are out here, man, such as yourself, having a huge influence on K through 8, I think that's super cool, man, to be able to do that, and especially bringing in the significance of story and how everybody's got their own journey to where they got to. Like you said, you can bring in 5 different plumbers. They all got 5 different stories about how they got to where they are. And one of those, if not more, is going to resonate with one of the students. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So I think that's good. When you look at kind of your students, man, and when you're first introducing them to construction and to the trades, what are some of the early kind of assumptions of the industry that they have?
Okay, my classroom is totally different from anything that you ever seen because
Yeah, yeah,
kids, we up there, that the environment that we have here, the kids want to be in this classroom. Like I go in the
mhm,
hallways when we walking back from outside working, I get kids that didn't have me yet. When I'm going to get your class, Mr. Jarrett, when I'm going to get your class.
yeah,
And you see, before we jumped in the call, my room is always full. And this is my
yeah,
lunch. Sitting here, and this is where they want to be at. They want to learn more about the trades. And I think what happens is you got to build those genuine relationships with the students first before you try to teach. You get a lot of teachers, they go in and say it's a dictatorship, it's my way. Well, I do that. Let me take that back. I do that anyway. But
so you establish some authority, right?
no, that's it. I told them this is my castle. My classroom is my castle. When we work outside, that's my kingdom. And I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
rules. If we don't have rules, we just like the animals. That's my famous line I tell them. That's my farm right there. You see
That's
my
the
cat?
control. We get it,
I sit right there. When it's time for them to show me their work, I sit on my thumb and they bring their work up to ask me, is it good? But no, you gotta you gotta build genuine relationships with the kids, man. I
Yeah,
think
you
a
do.
lot of teachers they're not doing that. They come in and saying just trying to teach, or the kids are just staring at laptops. That's a whole nother story where
Yeah,
classrooms now after COVID, they have kids just staring at laptops in these classrooms. I can walk up and down the hallways at any school, kids are just sitting there in front of laptops. So I'm doing the total opposite. I don't even give homework no more. We're strictly hands on and they're learning while doing. That's the whole thing about CTE. Learning while
yeah,
you're doing it. You learn from your experience. You know, if you did this wrong right here, you won't do it wrong the next time.
yeah. And for those who are not, in the education space and maybe not have heard of CTE, like explain what that is. What is CTE?
CTE is career and technical education, and it's just
Yep.
not construction. You got barbering, cosmetology, you got manufacturing, you got business, you got healthcare. So students can actually earn these certifications while they're in high school and get a jump on their future.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's cool, man. I just wanted you to expound on that because, right, some may not know what CTE is, and you're starting to see CTE programs come into schools now. I look at kind of historically speaking, when you think about education and how it was all about going to college. And not to say that college is a bad thing, but college is not for everybody.
Not worry about it.
And it's not a slight on your competence, it's not a slight on your intelligence, it's not a slight on what you have the ability to do. It's just not for everybody. And
Yeah.
so, construction kind of got this stigma because it wasn't introduced until you were having conversations with the educators and saying, okay, well, since you're not going to go to college, then now let me produce an alternative route, right? And so construction was introduced as this alternative route, and it kind of got this stigma that you failed into it. And so now having it celebrated going into a career, whether it be barber or cosmetology or right into healthcare or construction, you're starting to see it celebrated on par with going straight to college.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Actually, I just came back this past weekend from Denver. There was a conference. Me and my student was actually on, just asking about exposure to middle school CTE because, like I said, most programs you're not getting exposed into the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Exposing them in middle school, that's where it needs to be done at. Because I used to teach high school and all that, but on this panel, she talked about her experience and it just changed her life because she didn't know anything about this at her other school.
Mhm.
And like she totally rocked it out there. And right now she got a scholarship. to a Catholic CT high school, and she's going there for building trades. I gotta like, I got stories for days about kids that
Yeah.
left this program and they're doing things in high school now.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I think it is. I think it's what I don't want to be missed because being a consultancy as well, we're helping companies that are in construction
Hmm.
build that relationship, but we're talking about the importance of that intentionality and building that rapport. Before you're introducing, hey, you can make this much, you can make this much. Like you need to let them know that you understand their context and you're meeting them where they are.
Hmm.
And so even with some of the events that we have, man, like we're seeing, because we always like to put younger people in front of these high school students to let them know, hey, you're represented within this industry. So if I can see myself being represented, what I'm saying, then maybe that is for me. And then having the person who was in the next stage in life being able to kill it, what I'm saying, in the construction industry, they're building their career. Man, we have seen, and I've never seen this because we live in such an entertainment centric society where you have young adults at some of these events, they signing autographs.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's super cool, man. But one of the things that, and I'm glad, and I'm saying this because I wanted to bring home the importance of what you do, and that's building that relationship, and how you
Hmm.
have students that want to be in your class. So
Hmm.
you've got demand, what I'm saying? Like within your school, within that environment, because you've built this relationship, you're building them up, you're tapping into that intrinsic value, what I'm saying? And I think that's definitely something that the industry has to not bypass and not put as a footnote, but that kind of lead with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's important. It's being able to affirm, understand the context, understand, who you're speaking to, know your audience, build that relationship, and then introduce what they can do.
Definitely. Even like for me, like it's not just like I said. I started off teaching adults, then I went to high school. Now I'm in middle school, and I still do teach night classes, pre-apprenticeships, and all that because, like I said, I want to always stay sharp in what I do.
Yeah.
And you got to learn how to pivot when you teach this, and you got to know your content in and out. You got also got to be able to explain it 5 and 6 different ways so the child can understand it or the adult can understand it. And I think
Yep.
working here at this school that I'm here at now has made me a better teacher because I can have up to 6 different languages in one class. And
Wow.
when you come into my classroom, everybody's working. Everybody, the buy-in is there. Everybody's working. And then if somebody's stuck, naturally you see another student go and help that student. And so you won't never see nothing like my classroom anywhere in the country.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And that's I've had people come all over because they thought my photos were staged. They thought my videos were staged, and they couldn't believe it when they were here. I got fourth graders doing plumbing, sweating copper pipe. You'll never see this ever again.
But I think we need to see more of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Okay. All right, listen, the thing is, I want to do more, but I'm only
yeah,
one person. And then what
that's right.
happens is, like, even starting this program, it didn't start off the what I mean, what I have here today, because when they started, they thought I was going to be sitting in here playing with Legos. I'm not playing with no damn Legos. Like, come on. And so,
Yeah.
like, I told them I put the materials in for my materials list for the first year, propane tank saws. They say, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "Just let me do what I'm going to do. You brought me here. Let me do what I'm
Yeah.
going to do." And you
Yeah.
see what we have today. We got the best program in the city.
Did you build a program from scratch?
Built this program from scratch. When I had this room, it was nothing but 4 walls.
Mm,
4 walls. We
man.
got our podcast set up back there. You see my throne right there.
Yes.
Listen, it's I built this from scratch, and then outside right here, this is my kingdom. We got the same. We work outside right now. They're putting scaffolding together. I just had my eighth graders. They was doing scaffolding. They went up 3 high, then they got scared.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 No, that's good, man. So, what were some of the components that went into to really building something from the ground up? Because I think when you have educators, sometimes they feel like they may not have that position to. They may have ideas, but maybe not have the tools to do what they envision or bring that into fruition.
I mean, coming from my former district, I saw what was wrong. I was able to see it as far as a high school level and see what was being done wrong.
Yeah.
And then remember it, a lot of this, my transition happened during COVID and the way we taught had to be changed. Um, when I got to Philly, man, I got to give thanks to God because without him, none of this
Yeah,
would be possible. Because
yeah,
I have my talks driving to work every morning, but I said, just give me the strength and the will because I want to have the best program in the city. That was my goal, and I want to make sure that the kids that I have, they're learning, they're engaged. That's what I want. And like for me, like everybody say, "Yo, you work too much." Listen, I prayed for this, so I can't not say I didn't want
yeah,
it. This is what I asked for. Gave me what I asked for, so it's like
yeah,
just got to do it now. And the thing about me, I'm the type of person
yeah,
I don't hang on the stuff that I do. I just put my head down, keep working. I may stick it up every once in a while, see what I'm doing, what it look like, but I'm working all the time. I'm working, and
yeah.
then like I just dedicate Saturdays and Sundays for my family. But during the
Mm,
week, I'm on the grind.
yeah, yeah. No, that's good, man. I mean, and it's definitely paying off. So, talk to me a little bit about this the mobile shop concept.
Trying to get what I do here at Mayfair and other areas of the city, regardless of zip code.
Yeah,
I don't think a zip code should determine what programs you have in your school. And uh, when I go to these other schools, I'm going on my time and my dime. So you, my employer can't really say you can't go here, you can't go there because I'm buying materials, I'm doing everything. So it's just I think everybody should have this opportunity that I'm providing the kids here. So what
yeah,
happened was I started the dope teacher mobile shop class, and I go around to other middle schools doing what I do here at Mayfair. And then what happened was a lot of the programs, like I teach an adult class, the funds that I get from that I use to fund the dope teacher mobile shop class. So a lot of times schools don't even have to come out of pocket. Just give me the kids so I can give them that exposure. Because like I said, exposure is priceless. You can't ask a kid, do you want to be a carpenter when you get up if he knows nothing about carpentry? You can't
yeah,
say ask him, do you want to do plumbing? He knows nothing about plumbing. Listen, you ask a kid about plumbing, they probably think they just taught plumbers just play with toilets. Like it's you gotta expose them. You gotta give them at least an opportunity to work with their hands and develop a skill that's something that they can be proud of. One of the things
yeah,
I tell the kids in here, your work is your signature. And like we to the point now, like a lot of kids, they know not to bring me bad work because either I'm gonna cut it up and say that's not good, do it again, or you have another student stop them and say, yo, that ain't good, don't take it up there.
yeah, yeah. I think both of those angles, man, is necessary for success. You got like an accountability partner, right? Where you have peer-to-peer accountability partners, man, which I think is good. But then you also, from your position to say, hey, no, put your best foot forward. I'm not saying that you don't have the ability to do it. I'm telling you, I'm tearing it up in your case, right? Because I know you can do better. You know what I'm saying? So
You got a
it's
standard,
expect
man.
more from yourself. Yeah.
You got to stand it. Not accepting less, man. And like the kids know and they live up to it. But what happens is outside looking in, you may say, like, oh man, why is he being so mean to the kids? Love it. They're not mad. They like, all right, I'm gonna go do better. Like that's it. Nobody's mad around here. The only people that's
Yeah.
mad is the people that's online saying, oh, he's hollering at the kid. They don't the kid's not mad. My room is
Yeah.
never empty. they
Yeah.
they want to be here, so they're not mad. I just don't coddle kids. The kids know that.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy because it takes me back to that's funny you mentioned that. Because I was one of those kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I always appreciated my teachers that quote unquote were strict. You know what I'm saying? Or had a standard for us. A lot of my peers, they was kind of like, man, I don't know why that's your favorite teacher. But I was like, for me, I appreciated that. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like being pushed and then being proud of what I was able to produce because of that. You know what I'm saying? And being able to pay attention to details. And for me, I think that it's helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like in life during those formative years, man, having somebody that you spend so much time with, because you always with educators, you always with teachers as a kid. You know what I'm saying? You spending so much time with them. And so being able to take principles from those teachers, man, and being able to apply them to life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think it's that is dope. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, until you are in that environment, if you're on the outside looking in, it does seem like, okay, you run a tight ship. It's like, yeah, I do, but you go succeed because of this, and then when you're talking to the students who are actually going through it and they like it, you know what I'm saying, and they appreciate it. I mean, that's all what matters. So do you ever bring your students that have kind of gone on into high school or maybe graduated, to come back to to your kids now, to your younger kids, or do you keep up with, kind of the kids that have come through your program to kind of see like what they're doing, maybe post graduation or jobs that they're entering into as they get a little bit older?
Whenever, like, even when I taught high school,
Yeah, yeah,
matter of fact, let me go back. Even when I started teaching adults first, the plumbing instructor that's at Massbomb, he was my student. I got him the job at Massbomb to be a plumbing instructor. When I used to teach high school, they all reach out to me because the thing about it is once you come through my classroom, we family. We got a
yeah,
shirt that says La Familia on it. They family, man. And like they know they can call me at any time for anything. If they need something, that's the given. Like they tell you that. Like I have a lot of kids that call me dad. Like I'm like, yo, what the hell? But no,
wow,
it is what it is. And it was hard for me to accept that fact. And I'm like, yo, stop that. Yo, stop calling me that. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's rough. And then the thing is, you never know what a kid has to go through to get through these doors every day. And so I give them grace. And I also tell the other students, y'all may joke and do whatever upstairs. We don't do that down here because you never know what a child or somebody's going through when they get here. And like a lot of times, a lot of kids will sit after school and we'll talk. And you just hear the stories that they go through and the stuff that they go through. And it's deep, man. Stuff kids shouldn't have to go through. So, like,
yeah.
not only am I a teacher here, it's a lot of other hats that I wear doing this.
Yeah, yeah, and that's needed, man. Right? You're definitely way more than a teacher. And that's super important, man. And just being able to have and occupy that space in a child's life, and like you said, man, you never know what somebody is going through,
Hmm.
or becoming a model for, what I'm saying, like what a loving man or teacher or educator or a person that's in position and authority looks like.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is what it feels like for somebody to believe in me, or this is what it feels like for somebody to actually take the time and think that I have potential. So yeah, I think that definitely hits deep, man, and it's needed. We need more of it. Like you said, you're just one man, but the goal is to be a model and to show, other people like, hey, if you take the time and you lean in, you put in that work, what I'm saying? Like you can inspire other people and you
I think
have no idea like who you can inspire to become what they have the potential to become. So
mhm.
no, that's good, man. Letting that light shine, I want to kind of, expound on a little bit, because the construction industry, it has these connotations that are out there, right? And so when you think about kind of the industry, I don't know, man, like what barriers and or misconceptions do you encounter when being an advocate for the trades and trades education?
I think the biggest, like honestly, it's a lot. You wouldn't believe it, but it's a lot of stuff that I go through in the building that I work at. You get a lot of teachers
Mm,
where they could think we down here playing. Nobody got time playing no damn kids, man. We working down here. Like, what you think we down here playing? I ain't got time to be playing with no damn kids. And
yeah, yeah,
like outside looking in, they consider this the fun class. They know they got to come down here and do their work. The same kids they had problems with upstairs, they act like they got sense with me, and like they don't know what it is. And like I said, at the end of the day, it's all about those relationships. If the kids don't like you, they won't learn from you. And like
yep,
a lot of these teachers, they don't understand that. And like I say that all the time, and they think, oh, he just play with the kid. No, if they don't like you, they won't learn from you. You trying to education has changed so much after COVID, where we were trying to like adjust the way we teach so the kids can get the content. But now, after the fact, we're just reverting back to what we were doing before COVID. And what happens is the kids aren't the same. Their attention spans are gone. You got 7 minutes to sit there and try to talk to these kids. After that, they're gone. That's why I don't do lecture
yeah,
style no more. If anybody that's teaching lecture style in the classroom, you're failing tremendously. They don't have the
mm,
attention span.
yeah,
After 7 minutes, they're off in la la land thinking about what they're going to eat when they get home or what they're going to do, or if they're looking at their phone. Then again, I don't have a phone problem in my room. All over the country, you got people talking about, oh, we need these little phone boxes to lock them up. I laugh at them. You give kids tools to put in their hands, you don't have to worry about phones. Right? It's,
mm,
it's, it's crazy, man. But like I said, I deal with a lot of the misconceptions and all that in my own school. But like I said, I put my head down. You see the work that I put forth that I do. You see all the visitors that come visit this program. I let my work speak for me. I don't even try to talk to them no more. My work speak for me.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and that's all you need, man. The work speaks for itself.
Yes, it does.
People coming to learn from you, people coming to see, what it is that you're doing. That speaks volumes.
Yes, sir.
So nah, that's good. Yeah, man. I can resonate with that, so much because so like picture that I got behind me, we got these events
Uh-huh.
and we started down in Atlanta, we kind of doing from city to city or what have you. And they called I built this, and it made me think about this because of what you just said. We'll kind of leverage a construction project that's taking place, in a particular community, man, and partner with that construction team, that project, and then we'll set up simulated kind of work-based learning activity stations, and then bring those students from the local high schools and career readiness programs kind of behind that proverbial construction fence, man, if you will, and allow them to participate in all these different simulated activity stations that correlate to the construction and design. I mean, that can be from drones to plumbing to pipe fitting to HVAC, like everything. And but one of the things that we specialize in trying to tell them, these industry professionals, man, is like, hey, you got, because we do it primarily for high school students, right?
Hmm.
And the majority are like juniors and seniors because we attach jobs to it afterwards. But we're
Hmm.
like, listen, it's all about how you run your activity station. They 16 to 18, they will be on their phone if you do not maintain their attention. You got maybe a minute to explain like who you are, what you do, and then let them be hands
That's
on for
it.
the rest of the time.
That's
You
it.
know, and it's funny because they started calling that events, the party, because it's like we got a DJ there, we playing music, you know what I'm saying? But get they go get some inspiration, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know that's coming. They got a raffle. Teachers do dance offs, man, for prizes, man, to take back into their programs because not every school district has the same resources, right? And so we partner with those school districts. They may not have, the TV to introduce certain things, or they may not have tools or what have you. And so it's interesting, man, because it's a different, even for the industry, we seeing that. Like, we're doing these things, and they're like, does it take all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all dancing with the kids is like, yeah, but you got over 80% of these kids pursuing opportunities. And at first you couldn't get their attention. You know what I'm saying? And so it's showing them in a very practical way, like, yeah, it's different. You ain't accustomed to it, but it's effective.
It's
You gotta know
crazy.
your audience.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. But honestly, you say that because even my district, when they want to look good, they bring the guests, whoever came in or whatever, to my program.
Yeah, yeah.
They go to high school first. And what happens is you go to these high school programs, you bring somebody in to talk to the kids. Kids are interested. They gone. And so what
Yeah.
happens a lot of times when they got somebody in, what we do is we have the podcast set up. And I'll show you that real quick. They
Okay.
come
All right.
in, jump on the podcast, and then I say, look, if you want to stay, you can see the kids work, and then you can talk to them while they're working.
Mhm.
And that's what they do. It's a whole conversation going. So here's the podcast right here. That's the mixer.
Yeah.
That's the monitor right there. Then you come over here. These are just some of the guests that we have.
Mm.
The hosts, the two hosts are right there. That's the confidence monitor right there, so you can actually see what we're recording. We've had over 350 episodes. They sign this after they're done.
Nice.
Yeah, and we got the best podcast in the district as well.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's dope, man. Pun intended. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool, man. And it's, I think even that, I mean, that's teaching so many different things, man. I mean, that's entrepreneurship right there. That's being able, because they run that. So being able to empower them to do that at such a young age, man, where you wouldn't think that they could, if you're on the outside looking in, or if you haven't necessarily leaned in as much, I think is cool, man. And so, nah, thanks for showing me, yeah, giving me the tour. Well, man, Evan, man, it's been a pleasure, man.
No
We got
problem.
to do this again. Yeah, yeah,
Anytime. Like I
got
said,
to
I'm
do
free every day at this time. 12 o'clock, that's my time.
it. Yeah, no, I appreciate you, man, taking the time out during the day. Like you said, you working and you putting in that work, and so we appreciate it, man. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. And yeah, God bless.
Yes, sir. Have a great one.